He was checking his girlfriend's phone, jealous and controlling. That was the moment that would make him lose everything. He loved her, but he loved her through fear. He cared, but his care came through control. And then, he asked himself, why did she leave? It wasn't because she changed, it was because he never truly understood what love really is. There's a kind of man who loses everything the moment he believes he has it all. There's a kind of man who loses everything the moment he believes he has it all. It started, like many things, with love. He met her on a rainy afternoon, the kind where the world slows down and the sky feels closer to the ground. She wasn't like anyone else, free, intelligent, strong. She carried both the storm and the calm inside her. Something about her felt incredibly alive, and he felt small yet safe next to her. He fell in love. The kind of love that feels like wonder, like catching light in a bottle. At first, it was beautiful. They talked for hours about books, dreams, and everything in between. She talked about traveling the world, and he sat there quietly, watching her light up like she was made for more than this planet. But slowly, as the love deepened, fear crept in. He started to worry. Not because she gave him a reason to, but because she mattered too much. He feared losing her. He feared not being good enough. He feared that someone smarter, funnier, more man than him would come along and steal her away. That fear, slow, quiet, started changing him. He went from calm and kind to anxious and reactive. At first it was subtle. Do you really need to go out with those friends? I just don't like how he talks to you. Then it became more direct. Why didn't you text me back sooner? Why would you post that photo without mentioning me? Where were you last night, really? She laughed it off in the beginning, said he was being silly. But over time, her smile started to fade. Her eyes grew tired. She began to shrink, not physically, but emotionally. Like she was folding in on herself, trying to protect her fire from being smothered. And he still believed he was just loving her hard. Until the day she left. No fights, no screaming, just silence. A quiet phone call, a slow goodbye, one final sentence. I can't be myself around you anymore. He sat alone, surrounded by the echo of everything he thought he had. Everything he tried to hold on to slipped right through his fingers. The tighter he held, the more he lost. At first, he blamed her. She changed. She gave up too easily. She just didn't love me enough. But on one quiet afternoon, sitting in a house that no longer smelled like her, he finally admitted it. She didn't change. She just stopped pretending. He hadn't been loving her. He had been gripping, clinging, reacting. He had turned his fear into control. And no one wants to be loved by a prison guard. That's when his real journey began. He turned inward, not to forget her, but to find himself. He sat with his loneliness. He asked hard questions. Why do I fear being alone? Why do I need someone else to feel worthy? Why did I think control was the same thing as care? Slowly, he saw it. He had been looking for safety outside himself, using her love like a shield against his own insecurity. But real love isn't about shielding, it's about standing open. So he started to rebuild, not to win her back, but to become the man he should have been from the start. He learned to listen, truly listen, without waiting to reply. He learned that attention doesn't mean surveillance. He learned that love without freedom isn't love. It's fear in disguise. And most importantly, he learned to be alone without being empty. He learned to love his own company, to enjoy a quiet evening without reaching for someone to fill the silence. He stopped looking for someone to complete him, because now he was whole. Maybe you've been that man. Maybe you've loved someone so deeply that you started gripping instead of holding. Maybe you confused worry with care, possession with protection. And maybe like him, you lost her. But hear me clearly, that doesn't make you bad. That makes you human. Most of us learn love the hard way. We mess it up before we get it right. We lose before we truly understand what we had. The question is not, did you fail? It's, will you grow? If you're in a relationship right now, pause. Not to panic, but to ask, am I giving them the space to breathe? Do they feel safer with me or smaller? Am I truly seeing them or just projecting my fears? And if you're alone, don't rush. Don't jump into another person just to forget yourself. Spend time with your silence. Become the kind of man you would trust with your sister, your daughter, your younger self. Be someone whose love feels like peace, because love isn't loud. It isn't jealous, it doesn't chase. Love stays, it listens, it holds space. Maybe this story is yours, maybe it's someone you know. If it moved something inside you, share it, send it to the guy who needs to hear it, or just sit with it. Forgive yourself, start again. No one gets it right the first time, but the second time, you can choose better. You can be better, not by being perfect, but by being present. We'll talk again soon.